Good morning, everybody. One of my viewers, Andrew, had emailed me the manual and service manual or user's manual for the rider mower, and I'm in the process of looking it up now on the computer before I go out there. I am not sure how that. It's an anti-backfire solenoid from what my viewers have been telling me, and to tell you the honest truth, I haven't had a chance to answer any of them yet, but been very busy. Been outside most of the day yesterday and been busy this morning doing my brother's shopping and so forth. So I just got on the computer now, and I'm looking through the manual, which I've been spending about an hour on already, reading it all through. So I'm still trying to find the solenoid part. I guess the anti-backfire solenoid is what my viewers are telling me it is. I haven't found that yet in the book because I want to attempt to take it out, and maybe it's stuck. Somebody had said it could be gummed up. But I am not sure if taking that off will cause the carburetor bowl to come off. I'm worried about that because if I break the gasket, I can't get a gasket for it. You know, I would have to probably get one online because I can't get them locally. My hardware store don't carry that kind of stuff. So I'm in the process of reading some of this stuff here, but what I'm really trying to find is, well, here's the carburetor here, but it's not showing that thing. But I'm going to stop the camera now and read it instead of wasting a lot of time on video here. Alright. As Andrew told me, there is a schematic diagram showing the fuel shutoff solenoid. There's a blue wire that connects to A1 on the ignition switch up here. But I'm not sure how that works. I would imagine it's operated by 12 volts. But what is on the inside? Is it a needle that shoots up in there? Or what? It shows a point here. Of course, I don't mean that it is, but it's showing a coil, which is the solenoid. It's showing a white dot on the left for a wire connector and a black dot on the right as a wire connector. We get a wire going over here, and then connected to this bus here, which is ground, okay? So that's what I see on the engine yesterday. That's what I saw on the engine yesterday, is two wires on a plug that goes into the bottom of that solenoid. One goes to the engine. Connects to the engine cowling, to be exact, on the metal cowling underneath. The other one goes up to this wire, and this wire goes up here. Okay, so over here is the ground is the negative. That's where this goes, and up to the battery here. A positive comes down to the starter solenoid. To the ammeter, okay. We've got a connection going. I'm trying to test this solenoid, is why I'm tracing this out. Being a solenoid, it's got to be 12 volts, okay? So if I pull that plug, and if I can get my meter leads in there, and when I turn the key on, see if it's energized with 12 volts. And if I can get a couple of pieces of thin solid wire, if I can find some, that will go into the receptacle where the plug goes in on the bottom of that solenoid, and maybe I can energize it with 12 volts. But the ideal thing is to pull it out. I don't see anything in the book so far. I think I'm not all the way to the end of the book yet. What I'm trying to figure out is, how does this thing work? Is it like a needle valve, like on a float assembly, and it pushes up and it shuts off the gas that way, which is probably how it does? So if I remove it, gas is going to come out of the bowl. And another thing, what holds the bowl in? This solenoid? Because normally you'd have a bolt in the bottom of the carburetor bowl, which when you remove it, the bowl comes off. So that I am not sure of. Well, it's the correct tractor model number, and it's a pretty decent PDF that Andrew sent me, so I have everything I need. I'm just trying to find information on that solenoid and ideally how to test it. I want to try to clean it. So I'm still looking. I'm spending a lot of time on this, but I'd rather try to learn a little something rather than to just go ahead and shotgun it. So I'll be back. Of course, they give the carburetor rebuilds, which I wouldn't attempt myself at all, because it's running now. If I attempt it, you can believe it'll never run again. I'm just trying to find that solenoid. I need some information on that and how to test it, how to remove it. Well, it's probably unscrews, but the question is to hold the bowl in. Carburetor bowl. So we're still looking. Nope, that's it. Just service notes, and that's it. Okay, well, this is the service manual. Thank you, Andrew. Andrew from the UK. He's one of my viewers, and he emails me quite a bit with information. And this is a very good PDF, so I don't need any more on manuals and everything for this. Although I couldn't find anything on that solenoid at all in here. All it says is some models are equipped with it and some aren't. So I'm still at a loss as to what to do with that. It runs like crap. With it disconnected, it will not run at all with it connected. So all I can do is play around with it, and that's it. I have no idea what the part number is, or where I would get one, because I'm sure there are different ones, and anything like that. So let's go outside and play around with it and see what I can do, because there's nothing in the manual that tells me about that particular part. Alright, I made another trip to Walmart. I couldn't get the exact carb cleaner I used to have. I guess they don't carry it anymore. But this was like $2 a can. This is the brake parts cleaner. The guy told me they're about the same. And this is the carburetor cleaner. Just a difference in the can size. So I really don't know. And of course I bought another quart of $3 high detergent SAE 30. Then I stopped down to my hardware store and I bought this yesterday. But I wanted to get a couple more of these clips here. And I didn't have the hose with me, and I says I want to put this line on. I want to get a couple more just to have them. And he says, what color are they? I says, I don't know. I didn't know there were any different colors. It says for a 1/4 inch inside diameter gas line. So he tried this and it fit on there, but I couldn't get this to go on there. And these are green and these are silver color. I didn't know there were difference. Yeah, they're different colors. So I got to bring these back and get the green ones, because I couldn't get this on there. And these are spaced, these ears are spaced so far apart that my pliers keep slipping off. So maybe there's a special pliers you use to take these on and off. I've used these before, but I don't remember these ears sticking out so far like that you can't really get the pliers around there that good. You know, at least I can't. But what I want to do today is I want to remove the gas tank and I want to put this line on. They want $6 for a gas shutoff cock. I'm not going to buy that this week. I spent quite a bit of money this week. But before winter time, I want to get a shutoff cock on it so that I can, in case I can't get all the gas out. Because right now, if there's gas in the tank, it'll stay in the carburetor, and we don't want that. So let me get you up on a tripod here, and we'll proceed to do that. Now, before I get you on a tripod, I was looking at the manual as I showed you on this video, and you're supposed to set the parking brake, which is here, supposedly up, but you got to have that down. Okay, let's try that, because before we say that that's not working. All right, according to the book, I never used it on my Mower, so it's new to me. Push the clutch all the way down, then it's telling you to lift this. And it doesn't stay there. All right, let me try something. Hold it up and release this. Okay, I see, it holds the pedal down. Okay, then it is working. Okay, whether it's holding the tractor, I don't know. Let me get off of it. All right, now this has got to be adjusted, as I said, and when you put this into neutral, it's not really in neutral, but the parking brake is on right now. So, but whether it's holding or not, I don't know, because when you're in neutral, it's still in gear and you got to play around with it and kind of like, what the guy told me is you got to kind of like go into first and then put it back down, and then you're actually in neutral. All right, let's find out. Let's see what happens now. I guess I got to hit the clutch. So let's do that. Okay, I see how that works. All right, and then it released. All right, now let's see. Okay. All right. I am in neutral, but you have to play around with this. In other words, if you're shifting and then you're done mowing and you put it into neutral, right now it's working okay, but a lot of times it stays in gear. All right, I guess I gotta push the clutch in order to get that to go into reverse, or maybe it is in reverse. Let's see. It must be. Okay. Another thing, I don't see anything in the book about transaxle oil. It mentions nothing about that either. So I got learning to do on this. I put the Gorilla tape on there yesterday. Took the tape off they had and put new on. All right, so let's go. We're in the neutral now. Let's see what happens. Nope. You see what it is? This is in neutral. So what you got to do is play around with it and then go back. Yeah. Okay. That's what you got to do. The tire's all flat again. Especially this one. This one gets soft, but not as bad as this one. Oh, I really don't know. Probably have to have tubes put in them, I guess. I don't know how well that stuff you put in there that comes in a can. I heard pros and cons about that. It could screw up the tire so that you can't get it off the rim anymore. And whether the stuff works or not, I don't know. I've heard good and bad about it. Under here there is probably an adjustment. I couldn't find anything on the book either about that. So just have to play around with this. So actually you really don't know what gear you're in because there is something's off a little bit. So I'm like, see, I'm supposed to be in first gear. No, I'm in neutral. So actually I'm in neutral right here. Rather than here, I'm in neutral. Like, actually I'm on, if you're reading it here, I'm in second gear. I should not move now. Okay, it's locked now. If I go down to first gear. Alright, first gear is neutral. Not really that much more, just a tiny, tiny movement. So, I really don't know. But that's not what I'm worried about today. But this tire is very soft. And this one's almost as soft. Question is, will Town Fair Tire put tubes in it? I know my old Mower, my front tires, had to have tubes in them after a while. I think it was the front. Those never stayed up. But they had to order the tubes, and I doubt very highly I'd be able to get the tubes. I guess I could check Tractor Supply, but I would have to pay some. I'd probably have to hope that Town Fair Tire will put them in for me because I can't do tires. I don't have the equipment to do that. Alright, so what I'm going to do here, take you in here. Alright, what I'm going to try to do is to try to put a meter in there and turn the key on. You don't need to start it. I don't know. There's something right here. I wonder if that's a screw. It feels sharp and rough. In other words, I really need to clean that out more. I wish I had more information on this thing. Now the models that don't have that, maybe they have a different kind of carb bowl, because I don't know what's on the other end of this thing. There could be a needle valve and seat in here, and if I take it out I could ruin the whole damn thing. The book says nothing about servicing it, replacing it, no listing for a part number, nothing. And I showed you the book on video, and it is the correct manual for this model. So I'm going to play around. I'm going to set you on a tripod. I know I promised that. I'm going to pull this out and put the black hose in there, which is going to be stiffer, and when I put a gas cock on here I'll have one in line here like I did on my Mower. When I get this out, then I'm going to play around with this back bolt over here, and these are metric. I don't have metric bolts, so I'm going to probably end up just holding it in with one bolt, because this shouldn't be loose like that, and it should be centered. Alright, so what I'm going to do off camera, drain out this gas, get this gas tank out. There's 2 bolts here. Then I can work better here, and then I might try to clean this up a little bit, and with this off it'd be a little easier to work on that. So I'll be right back. Don't go away. Okay, welcome to another day of the Greasy Goat. Alright, this is an old gas can that I had for many years. These are the old, good old style. The only problem with this is the temperature changes when you have gas in it. It draws in on the sides and kind of gets deformed. So we're going to cut this off. I'll take the... Alright, I got it. Alright. Okay, now we're just going to cut this off. Unfortunately, I can't get any closer. So I'm going to get gas on the ground here. Let's cut this. Can't hold both of them. Yeah, it's been suggested it could be old gas. Even the guy said that too. So I won't be putting this gas back in. Or if I do, I'll put a little bit in. All my gas I keep stable in. The stable cans, you know, the stable that you buy, the cans are like less than half the size for much more money. But that's the way it is nowadays. You get half the product for twice the price. So I'm going to have to get my bug thing out here. Didn't have these troubles yesterday. Everything was fine yesterday. Of course, it was breezy too. Can't get any closer than that, so I'm just barely catching the edge of the funnel here. Off camera, I'm not doing good at all on this thing, and I think I'm going to end up breaking it. Right wrench here. Looks like a 12 millimeter, I'm not sure. No, 13, I think. I tried pushing on this and I can see the whole thing moving. I can try tapping gently. I'm not going to break that. I'll bust the carburetor. Yeah, I'm going to get that off. Not without breaking it. Story of my life. Story of my life. So, I was talking to some people about it. A lot of them have never heard of this thing, don't even know what the hell it is. You know, I think you probably got to take the damn carburetor bowl out. Let me just get this camera closer. You got screws here. It feels rough. I'm not going to risk it. And I'm not going to take the carburetor out. It's a big job. But I will take the cowling off and I'm going to get the gas tank out. I think we're just going to leave this disconnected. It runs like crap, but at least it runs. But you're not going to get that out without breaking it. I guarantee it. I'm going to either bust the thing off, or I'm going to bust the carburetor bowl, and then I'll be... Alright, here we go. Hope it's not one of these where I gotta reach up underneath and get it. Can't get my hand in there. just self-tapper into the sheet metal. Alright. We'll dump the rest of this gas out so I can get the gas line on there without a problem. Having it leak all over the place. Well, there isn't that much in there. Oh, I can get down in there and clean that mess out. Ooh, what a mess. What a mess over here too. Yeah. What a mess. Yep. Yeah, that needs a good cleaning out. The hell is this? I gotta look. That looks uninsulated. That should be the fuse. Where am I here? Off camera as always. Well, I cleaned that out, but with a the air compressor and a paintbrush, and dug out a lot of the heavy stuff by hand. There seems to be a Mickey Mouse arrangement here. Over here there seems to be a clip lead right here with a wire going down. I have no idea where it goes. I have to trace it out. On this, I cannot get it out. I'm going to have to leave it disconnected because the mower won't run with it connected. It'll only run the first time with it connected, and any other attempts to restart it, it will not work. So I have no idea. I don't have enough information on it. There's nothing in the book about it, except it says that some models have it, some don't. But it doesn't give you a part number. It doesn't tell you how to get it out and how to eliminate it if you can. I don't know. I'm going to end up breaking it. I know I will. On the mower deck here, it mows okay when I had it running. I don't know what this is. I have no idea. Here's the other end of it over here. It's all one bar that goes across. I have no idea what that is. But the pulleys are on. It can't be a belt tensioner because it's only got one end on it here. Somebody put a clip lead on. Somebody taped something here. Looks like the solenoid. I don't know what this Mickey Mouse arrangement is here. But I have to deal with that later. This bolt here is the one I was telling you about. I can try to get the cowling on, but there's a bolt missing here, as I said, but it's probably metric. I know I'm not going to get anything that's going to screw in there, and I'm not going to my hardware store to buy a damn metric bolt. We'll do without it. But it's pretty clean through here. And this Mickey Mouse arrangement here with the... I don't like the looks of that. What the hell is this here? It looks like half the, what do you call it, is gone. The form, you know, where you screw it in. Looks like the top half is missing here. Yes, it sure is. That's the one with the Allen in there. This is the only other bolt that seems to be original to it, along with the one that's in the back here. The only problem with these cowlings is your mice build up stuff in here. There hasn't been any mice problem with this, but this guy kept it in the garage, so that makes a big difference. But it was never cleaned out, as I showed you in the beginning here, the video of how bad it looks in there. But mice are going to get in here, and that's why I've always kept the cowling off, but it didn't do any good because they built up on the flywheel. On this, I don't think they can. But anyways, I'm not going to worry about that. I don't know what my biggest problem is, that damn solenoid. Had it clean in there. Magnets are strong on this thing. Okay. Might as well blow this out while I got the air compressor. I gotta just charge it up again. I have the bigger one with the wheels on it, but it won't run any tools, but it has a bigger capacity tank, but it's buried way in the back of the shed. So I think what we'll do is we'll hit some air in there. I guess I could remove the carb, but I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to be able to get this thing off. Just not going to happen. The book don't tell me anything about it, as I said, so probably just leave the damn thing disconnected. It don't run good, but at least it runs. What I have to do probably is to get a carburetor online. I don't know much about disconnecting these things. I always screw them up. There's too complicated here, and you do it wrong and the damn thing will not run right. So, and get a carburetor that don't have this on it. I don't know. I don't know. That's it. Like I say, I'd get the big compressor out, but it would take me half a day to get it out of the shed. So I just keep recharging this one. The engine's pretty clean anyways. So anyways, we're going to hit some carb cleaner around there. We'll do that now. We'll get the goggles on.
So I can see things a little better.
I don't want to mess around with that linkage, you know. Alright, let's see what this is. Let me get you over here and show you what This is here. All right, as I'm running this up like this, it starts down here, all right? So I got this lever all the way down to slow. You see this here? All right. What it was doing before is, it's all the way up to choke now, okay? When I was pushing it rapidly down to slow, this would stick like it is now, see? All right, I'm not sure what that is, but it seems to slide in that groove, and I cleaned all that with carburetor cleaner. Maybe I'll just hit a little more cleaner in there. I don't really know what it is. I'm not messing around with carburetors, I'll tell you that right now. Well, cleaning it made it worse, and I reach in there, that's the choke. That's the choke butterfly. All right, but now I cleaned it in here and I sprayed it in here. Okay, the idle is way down low. I'm going to push it up, and I'm going to leave it up. Okay, it's closed, right? Now I'm going to push it down all the way. It stays there. See that? There's a drag on that, but I don't know where the drag is. It seems like it's gotten worse after I sprayed it in here. So, I don't know if that solenoid has something to do with it or not. Might be like a choke pull-off, but I don't know. It's worse now that I cleaned it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put oil in there. I'm going to put some penetrating oil in there. That did nothing. I put some of this in there. This is sticking. Choke, release, still stays choked. So I think it needs a return spring from here to here. See this? See this? Looks like a bobby pin thing. I think it needs a. I think it needs a spring connected from here somewhere up into here. I gotta go see if I can. I don't have any springs. I might have some in my shop. Let's just try it again. Or maybe it needed a little more CRC lube in there. Maybe a little bit down in here. Oh, maybe that did it. All right, so that's up and choke. Now when you release it, all right, you saw where that lever is. All right, here's full choke. And she's closed up all the way. I can feel it in there with my fingers. Okay, the choke is closed. Now I'm going to push the lever down just about one notch. Push it down just about there. It's still closed. So we need a spring on that. Or let's just push it down a little bit more. All right. So all right, it starts going off a choke right about here. So right about here. Now, according to this, and I showed you before, it says this is an indentation right here. This is where it's telling you to leave the lever for the engine speed when you are mowing. It says right here. In the book, it says maximum speed. So there's a disagreement here between this here and what the book says. And some of my viewers are telling me. So if I push this up to about here, you still got a little travel before you hit the choke. All right, so let's go take a look at the choke and see where it's at. Okay, the choke is partially closed, about halfway. If I push it all the way down, all right, it's open. So, all right, let me go back to the lever now. It just started closing at this point. Let's go back to the lever now. Lever's about here. So, this is correct. This is where you want to have it. Once you start it and it runs, put it here. In the indentation, this is where you want to use it for the mower. Says it right there. Okay, so now we're solved with that problem. All right, we're going to hit a little bit of penetrating oil there. I'm going to try again on this. I'm going to very gently tap it, but I don't want to ruin it because that thing's not going to come out of there. But let me just try one more time here now that I got everything off, because I got to get this gas tank back in and get the line hooked up and everything. Tap close to the hammerhead. Nope, that is definitely not coming out. That is part of the carburetor bowl. That does not come out. I can guarantee that. So what you got is, I cleaned it with carburetor cleaner. You got two screws under here, one here and one way over here. I know you can't see it from where you're at your vantage point. It feels like somebody tried to get that off. So the only way you're going to get it off, first of all, you got to take the carburetor off. There's two bolts here. There's like a, I don't know, is that plastic or, I guess that's metal. And the linkage, which I'm not going to mess with. Pull the whole thing out, turn it upside down, and try to remove these screws, because this bowl and this solenoid come out as one unit. There's no way you're going to get that off. You've seen what I did. And if I hit any harder, with any more leverage, I would twist the metal right out of the bowl, and then I'd have to buy a new carburetor. So we're leaving this thing off. Best I can do. So right now we're going to put the gas tank back in. Well, we're going to get this back on first. So I'll be right back. All right. Okay, now we're going to loosen this back bolt here, the only one that's left. See, that holds this on here. So we try to back that out as much as we can, and we're going to try to put that end in first, because now that I can see back there without the gas tank in the way, we'll try to get this piece, get this cowling on here. But I got to remember to put this thing up underneath, because this was outside the cowling. If it was up to me, I'd take these damn things off. All they are is keep the damn, it makes a home for the mice, and you can't get at it. You got to rip all this stuff out to clean it. See, there's fins all the way up underneath there. And this one's a lot harder to remove than the Mower. This seems to go all the way around, and there's a lot of dirt up underneath there, but this don't come off. You probably have to pull the engine. I'm not doing that. So, all right. Air cleaner goes on that side. Oh, we got to take the dipstick out. I left it in when I was blowing so I don't get the dirt in there. Make sure that's in there. Seems to me that should be held in better than that, but I guess not. I guess it just lays up against this. It's Gotta remember to hold that in. And wants to go over that bolt. It does not want to go under it. And I got that bolt out as far as it goes. Far as it goes. Nope, he just ain't gonna get that in there. No way. It's off center. Right now it's not down all the way. It's on the carburetor. It's down here. That back bolt is holding it. We're going to tighten that back bolt up. We're not using it because we cannot get it on there. We'll just tighten it up so we can get this oil filler tightened up here. You're not going to get that on there. Can't be done. Can't be done. We'll just tighten it up. I think, Dan, I think you said the same problem. Yeah, that's just the way it's made, you know. That bolt is just made to hold it. They got the slots in there, but that don't mean anything. You know, they don't mean anything. No. The main thing is you get this in there and get this in. There's so many things that you got to try to put in at once. Farting around with this thing and I'm not getting anything else done on it. You see, it fits so much better when you're not struggling trying to get it on that back bolt. And you just push it down on the carb over here. It's off center. There's nothing you can do about it. It's on the carb. And the carb is not loose. So the carb lines this whole thing up. Disregard this. It's not dragging. So that's it. We're going to tighten it up, and we're not going to even bother getting the Allen wrench. We're just going to tighten the Allen one with the pliers. You get these fronts tight. That's all you need. And make sure it's snapped down on the carb. And I don't want to go too hard on that because part of that casting is broken. This thing's probably been removed 150 times. I gotta just tighten that one up. And that's where your strength is going to be coming in to hold this cover, is these two front ones here. The back one that has the missing bolt, I put my little finger in there, I don't even feel a hole, so it does not line up with the back anyways. So we're not going to worry about it. We are going to try to find my socket here. All right, we'll tighten that up. That's good. Perfect. Put the dipstick back in. I cleaned it out as best I could. So let's see. All right. Now, first of all, we got to put that dirty air cleaner in. That's all I've got right now. Book is telling you that. Oh, there it goes. You know, I think what happens is the plastic probably warps a little bit. And the only way you're going to make these fit in the back, you're going to have to drill new holes in the plastic, and of course you're never going to get them because they got these little slots in there go in. you're never going to get it. So it's off center. I got about a 1/4 inch over here and right up against here. So if it drags, it drags. It'll wear itself in. Right now, we're going to put the gas tank in. Now, they must use a special pair of pliers to get these things on and off. Well, I got it that time, but it's a hell of a job getting it started. Let's see now. We need to come down a little more here. All right, we still got almost a foot, maybe a foot left. Let's see. Sure, yeah, I guess that just goes on that one length there. Okay. I do what with these damn things? Okay. All right. That's better. Now, before winter, I want to cut over here and put a gas shutoff cock on here. But I'm not going to worry about that now. All right, let's get some gas in there. The gas I'm going to put in here is not exactly new, but it has stable in it. So we'll put that in. Let's see if I can do it without a funnel now. Probably have it all over everything. I'm not going to fill it too much. All right. Seems to be leaking. And dry under there. Needs a little more. I haven't bought gas in a while, and I need to do that to keep the generator supply gas cans filled. All right. We got enough to cover it up the hole. We got about, 1/4 of a tank. Half a tank is at the rim here, so it's about a 1/4 full. Should be good. We can put more in it if we need to. All right, well, I gotta get the key now. Only got one tiny key. If I lose that, I'm out of luck. In the book, it shows a plastic handle on it. Maybe it did have it one time, so it's going to be easy to lose this. All right. So we got gas. Now, we got the solenoid disconnected. We're going to try to start it without the solenoid. I have not run it since yesterday. Put it up into choke. And here we go. doing a thing to it. That is not in the middle, it's almost on choke. I will turn the throttle down halfway where it recommends you to keep it when you're mowing lawn. Obviously you got to keep it up almost choked. Probably because of that solenoid. But if I plug it in like I showed on the other video, it'll drop right out. Matter of fact, I'll plug it in now. I will turn it off first. I will plug the solenoid in and try to start it. You got to play around with the lever and keep it almost up to choke. So even if I could get that thing out, it's still going to run like a piece of crap anyway, so. But let me get away from the mower a little bit so you can hear me. Every mower, every snowblower, everything I have has to run on half choke. Everything, every gas-powered thing has to run on half choke. With the exception of the push mower, because that doesn't have a choke, it's automatic. So I'm used to that, you know, that's the norm with me. So as long as it runs, you can see that if I push it down any lower, it's going to surge and almost stall out. I'll show you. See? Gotta push it up. Oops, too high. Alright. You always get that boom, 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 boom noise. My big rider, my Mower did the same thing. Just normal, you know, what are you gonna do? When they're new, they don't do that. Unless you got bad gas, and that gas isn't bad. It's a few months old, but I kept stable in it. I'm surprised well, it'll probably die out. Well, at least it's not dragging here anyways, but it's off center. Way off center. Well, I just have to play around with the throttle when I'm using it, you know. When I'm mowing, I gotta have my hand very ready to go on this throttle and play around with it. Almost up into choke, but not all the way up. But again, I'm going to repeat myself. It says right here, when you're mowing, this is where you want to have your lever. But of course, it will not run in that position. Probably because of that solenoid, I don't know. Because I don't know what the inside of that solenoid, what it actually does. If it's a gas shut-off, it shouldn't make any difference. If you disconnect it, it should run better. That's my feeling. I don't know. So that's it. The tires are staying up. Well, that concludes the video on this. There's more that's got to be done. Sounds like it's going to die out any time now. Let me try to push it up a little bit and see what it does. Nope, that killed it. That killed it. All right. All right, I'm done. Thanks for watching. As long as I can cut the grass with it, that's all I'm going to worry about. You know, these things can be a money pit. I got to get an air filter for it, and before winter I'll get a gas shut off for this. With this type of hosing now, it's better. It's more keeps everything together really good. And this hose is good. There's no cracks or anything in it, and it's a formed hose. So if I used the leftover from this hose here to put that there, it wouldn't have a bend in it. It would be sticking way out over here, and it'd be rubbing into the hood. So I think it's all right. It's all right. That's all I can do. I tried my best. Thanks for watching.